Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back. I thank you again for joining me today. Well, today I'm going to do the third part of the unleavened bread recipes, and if you haven't checked them out, please check them out. I'll put some links below in my description if you haven't checked them out. But anyways, I want to continue this, and we're going to start with something called the bar cookies. And this is oatmeal and apple butter bars. And it says here for the ingredients you need is 1 1/4 cup of flour, 1 cup of packed brown sugar, 3/4 cup of butter, 3/4 cup margarine cut in pieces, 1 1/4 cup of quick cooking oats, 3/4 cup of apple butter. And the description here says, in a large bowl, mix flour and sugar, cut in butter until mixture resembles coarse crumbs. Stir in oats until well blended. Press half the mixture, about 2 1/2 cups, firmly in greased 8-inch square pan to form compact layer. Spread apple butter to within a half inch to of the edges. Sprinkle remaining oat mixture over butter cup, apple cup. Press carefully but firmly. Bake in preheated 350 degrees oven about 40 minutes or until lightly browned. Cool in pan on rack. Cut in 1-inch by 4-inch bars or 2-inch squares. It makes about 16. Now we'll go here to the spicy nut bars, and I'm not really a person. I'm not spicy type guy, but if you are, this will benefit you. Okay, need 1/2 cup of butter, 1/2 cup shortening, 1 cup sugar, 1 1/2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 egg, 2 cups of flour, 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/3 cup of chopped nuts. It says here cream butter, shortening, sugar, vanilla, and egg until fluffy. Stir in sifted dry ingredients, then nuts. Dough will be stiff. Press evenly into 15-inch by 10-inch shallow pan. Bake at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. Cut into bars. Okay. Next, we got unleavened brownies. Here it says 2/3 stick butter, 2 squares unsweetened chocolate, 1 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, 1/2 cup flour, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and just a pinch of salt for that. Melt butter and chocolate, cool slightly, sift flour, sugar, and salt together. Add eggs, vanilla, and mix with chocolate mixture. Pour in greased pan. Cook at 375 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes. All right. Now we got butterscotch brownies right here, and this is a simple one. 1 1/2 cup of butter, 1 cup brown sugar. You got 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 cup of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. It says here, mix all ingredients together and pour into greased 8-inch pan. Bake 30 minutes at 350 degrees. Next is easy almond crunch bars. It says right here, 1 package coconut, almond, or coconut pecan frosting mix, 1 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of margarine melted, 1 or 2 teaspoons of almond extract, 1 cup of powdered sugar, 2 or 3 tablespoons of milk. And here it says, mix first 4 ingredients, spread in 9-inch to 13-inch ungreased dish. Bake at 350 degrees 10 to 20 minutes until golden brown. In small bowl, combine remaining ingredients and drizzle over warm bars. Cut while warming, or cut while warm. And before I go on, I just want to say, like my other videos, this book here I've got has no author in it. It has no like church affiliation, anything in it. And if you guys know anything about this book, will you comment below? Let me know where it came from, because I just got it, but I got it from a thrift store. Yeah, I thought it was interesting because it said, recipes for days of unleavened bread, but it has no. What it has here is a quote, a scripture quote. It says, 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. Even the first day you shall put away leaven out of your houses, which is from Exodus chapter 12, verse 15. So I'd appreciate it if you guys, somebody let me know. I mean, somebody should get credit for this, and I'm just sharing this with you. Anyways, let's continue. It says saucepan brownies. You're going to need 1/2 cup of butter or margarine, 1 ounce of unsweetened chocolate, 1 cup of sugar, 2 eggs slightly beaten, 3/4 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/2 cup chopped pecans. It says here for the directions, preheat oven to 350 degrees, melt butter in heavy saucepan with chocolate over low heat. Remove from heat and cool slightly. Add sugar, then mix in eggs. Stir in flour, vanilla, and pecans. Spread into well-greased 8-inch by 8-inch by 2-inch pan. Bake 30 to 35 minutes. Cool in pan and cut. Okay. Next one is Old World Raspberry Bars. And right here it says you're going to need 2 1/4 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup chopped pecans, 1 cup butter, which is soft, 1 egg, 10-ounce raspberry preserves. Combine all ingredients except preserves. Beat at low speed, scraping sides of bowl often until mixture is crumbly. 2 to 3 minutes. Reserve 1 1/2 cups of crumb mix. Set aside. Press remaining mixture into greased 8-inch square pan. Spread preserves to within 1/2 inch from edge of crumb mixture. Crumble remaining crumb mixture over preserves. Bake near center of oven for 40 to 50 minutes at 350 degrees. Cool, then cut into bars. All right, next one would be orange gumdrop chews. You're going to need 3 eggs, 1 tablespoon of water, 2 cups brown sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 1/2 cup of orange slices cut up, 1 1/4 cup of coconut, 1/2 cup of broken nuts, and 2 cups sifted flour. And it says here, beat eggs with water till foamy. Slowly add sugar and salt, beating until light and fluffy. Mix candy, coconut, nuts, and flour well and add egg mixture. Spread in greased 15 1/4 inch by 10 1/2 inch by 1 inch jelly roll pan. Bake at 375 degrees for 18 to 20 minutes or until done. Cool. When it's cool, cut into bars. Next one, cream cheese almond squares. 1/2 cup of soft butter, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of milk, 1/2 teaspoon of grated lemon rind, 16-ounce soft cream cheese, 1 cup of sugar, 1 egg lightly beaten, 1 tablespoon of lemon rind, 1 cup of chopped almonds toasted, 1 cup sifted powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of water, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, toasted sliced almonds. And it says here, mix butter, sugar, milk, and 1/2 teaspoon of lemon rind. Add flour and mix. Press into 9-inch pan and set aside. Mix cheese, sugar, egg, and 1 teaspoon lemon rind. Add chopped almonds and pour into pan. Bake 1 hour and 10 minutes at 300 degrees. Mix sugar, water, and cinnamon. Spread on hot dessert and let cool. Chill 3 to 4 hours. Cut and garnish with almonds. Okay. Next one is Dream Bars. Going to need 1/2 cup of soft butter and or margarine, 1/2 cup brown sugar firmly packed, 1 cup sifted flour, 1 cup brown sugar firmly packed, 2 eggs. And you're going to need 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of corn flakes, 1 cup of shredded coconut, 1 cup of walnuts. Okay, it says here mix 1/2 cup brown sugar, flour, and butter. Press into greased 12-inch by 8-inch by 1-inch pan. Bake 15 minutes at 350 degrees. Mix eggs with 1 cup brown sugar until light and fluffy. On low speed, add remaining ingredients just until mixed. Spread on other layer. Bake 20 minutes, butter while warm. Now we go to, what's this? Oh, Henry bars? Yeah, I want Henry bars. It says here, for old Henry bars, 1/2 cup of soft butter or margarine, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, firmly packed, 1 cup of sifted flour, 1 cup of brown sugar, firmly packed. Then you're going to need 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of corn flakes, 1 cup of shredded coconut, and 1 cup of walnuts. It says here, mix oatmeal sugars, shortening, butter, salt, and vanilla. Press into 10-inch by 15-inch pan. Bake at 325 degrees for 20 minutes. Frost with chips, melted with peanut butter. All right. Now, next one would be the crispy date bars. And crispy date bars here says we need 1 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of soft butter, 1 cup of chopped dates, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of butter, 1 beaten egg, 2 cups crispy rice cereal, 1 cup of chopped nuts, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 cups of powdered sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and 3-ounce soft cream cheese. All right, and right here it's going to say, combine first 3 ingredients, press into 3-inch by 7-inch or 9-inch square pan. Bake at 375 degrees to a 12 minutes until golden brown. In medium saucepan, combine date, sugar, and butter. Cook over low heat till mixture comes to a boil, stirring constantly. Simmer 3 minutes. Blend about 1/4 cup hot mixture into 1 beaten egg. Return to saucepan. Cook until mixture bubbles. Remove from heat. Stir in 2 cups crispy rice cereal, 1 cup of chopped nuts, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Spread over baked crust and cool. Combine powdered sugar, vanilla, and cream cheese. Beat on low speed until smooth. Spread over cooled filling. Cut into bars. That's pretty cool. Next would be pineapple cheesecake. Pineapple cheesecake bars. You're going to need 1/2 cup of sweet cream butter, 1 1/4 of cup of flour, 1/3 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon grated orange peel, 8-ounce cream cheese soft, a quarter cup of sugar, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1/2 cup candied pineapple diced. And see what it says here. In bowl, cut butter into chunks, add flour, sugar, and orange peel, and beat on low speed, scraping sides of bowl often till well mixed. Reserve 1/2 cup crumb mixture and set aside. Press the rest into ungreased 8-inch square baking dish. Bake near center of 350-degree oven for 12 to 15 minutes. In the same bowl, mix the rest of the ingredients except pineapple. Beat on medium speed until light and fluffy. Add pineapple. Spread over baked crust, which should be hot. Sprinkle with the remaining crumb mixture. Return to oven. Bake 15 to 20 minutes. Cool completely. Cut, cover, store in refrigerator. All right, and next one here would be raisin squares. For raisin squares, you're going to need this. 1 cup of raisins or dates, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and then you need grated rind of 1 lemon, 1 cup of water, 6 tablespoons of butter, 1 teaspoon of oil, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 3 tablespoons of honey or molasses, 1 1/3 cup of oatmeal, 1 1/4 cup of wheat flour, and finally 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And it says here, cook raisins or dates, lemon juice and rind in water until raisins are tender. Thicken with cornstarch if necessary. Set aside. Cream butter and add oil. Blend in sugar. Blend in honey. Add all remaining ingredients and press half a mixture in 9-inch pan. Spread on the raisin mixture. Sprinkle reserve crumb mixture on top. Smooth and press down. Bake 25 minutes at 325 degrees. All right, now we're going to go to the quick oatmeal bars here. And this is going to be, what you're going to need for this is 1/2 cup of margarine, which melted. 1 1/2 cup of quick rolled oats, 3 1/4 cups of chopped nuts, and 1/2 cup of sugar. It says here, mix well all ingredients. Mixture will look dry. Press into 3-inch square baking pan. Bake in preheated 375 degree oven for 15 minutes. Cool 2 minutes, then cut into bars. Remove to rack to cool. So you got to move, that rack to cool. All right, now we'll go to, we're going to go jump to cakes now. Yes, go to yummy cakes. And right here I got unleavened chocolate cake. And this is good, this sounds really great. You're going to need 1 1/2 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of vegetable shortening, 8 tablespoons of cocoa, 2 tablespoons of corn syrup, 4 eggs, 2 tablespoons of vanilla. It says cream shortening, sugar, and eggs. Combine all other ingredients. Beat until fluffy and light. Pour into 2 greased 8-inch pans. Bake 350 degrees for about half an hour. Cool and frost. Okay. Now here's applesauce loaf cake. You're going to need for this is 1/4 cups of honey or pure maple syrup, 1/3 cup of corn oil, 1 1/3 cup of whole wheat flour, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1 cup of raisins, 1 cup of thick applesauce, 1 cup of nuts, but that's optional. Beat honey, oil, and eggs together. Sift dry ingredients together and add spices. Lightly stir in raisins, nuts, and applesauce. Spoon batter into oiled 9-inch by 5-inch loaf pan. Bake 40 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay. Alrighty then. Now we got surprise cupcakes. Oh yeah, cupcakes. Now what you need for this is 4 squares semi-sweet chocolate, 2-stick margarine. Or okay, no, wait a minute. 4 squares semi-sweet chocolate, 2 sticks margarine. Sorry, that's a tongue twister there. 1/2 teaspoon of burnt sugar flavoring, which is optional. 3/4 cups of pecans chopped. 4 eggs. 1 cup of flour. 1 3/4 cup of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. It says here, melt chocolate, margarine, and flavoring. Add pecans. Set aside. Mix, but do not beat eggs. Add flour and sugar. Fold into chocolate mixture. Spoon into muffin tins lined with cup liners. Fill about 2/3 full. Bake 325 degrees for 35 minutes. Makes about 1½ dozen. Frosting is optional. Okay, now let's go to tunnel of fudge cake. Tunnel of fudge cake. You're going to need 1/2 cup of butter or margarine, 6 eggs, 1 1/2 cups of sugar, 2 cups of flour, 1 package of chocolate, buttered frosting, and 2 cups of walnuts. It says here, cream butter well, add eggs 1 at a time, beating well after each one. Gradually add sugar. By hand stir in flour, frosting mix, and walnuts. Bake in greased and floured bundt pan for 350 degrees for 60 minutes to 65 minutes. Cool 2 hours. Let it cool for 2 hours. Okay. Now we got a golden westerner cake. I never heard of this one. It says here for golden westerner cake, you need 3 sticks butter or margarine, 1 carton powdered sugar, 6 eggs. Fill emptied sugar carton with flour, sifted 3 times. 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. It says here, have eggs and butter at room temperature. Cream butter, add powdered sugar and beat until fluffy. Add eggs 1 at a time, beating well after each. Sift flour 3 times. Fill empty sugar carton with flour and add gradually to batter. Add flavorings and mix well. Bake in a greased and floured bundt pan at 325 degrees for 1 1/2 hours. If desired, sprinkle with powdered sugar or serve with ice cream and fruit. Okay. Now we're going to go to coconut cake. Here's the ingredients for the coconut cake. You're going to need 1 cup of oil, 2 cups of sugar, 1 teaspoon of coconut flavoring, 6 whole eggs, 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 can 3½ ounce coconut. And it says here, cream oil and sugar, add coconut flavoring and beat, add eggs, sift flour and salt together and fold in coconut. Bake in well-greased tube pan at 325 degrees for 1 hour and 10 minutes. It says here about icing. Mix 1 1/2 cup powdered sugar, 3/4 cup of boiling water, and 3 scant teaspoons coconut flavoring in the saucepan. Bring to boil. Boil 1 minute. Pour mixture over cake and return to oven for 3 minutes. Next one is rum cake. Rum cake. It's every pirate's favorite cake, I guess. But here we go. It's 3 cups of sugar, 3 cups of flour, 3 cups of milk, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 5 eggs, 1/2 cups of shortening, 1 cup of butter, 1 teaspoon of coconut extract, and 2 teaspoons of rum extract. And it says here, cream butter, shortening and sugar. Well, add eggs one at a time, add milk and extracts. Sift flour and salt together and beat in a small portion at a time. Bake in tube pan for 1 hour and 15 minutes at 300 degrees. Okay, it says about glaze. Melt 2 teaspoons of butter, add 3 ounces of frozen orange juice concentrate and 1 cup confectioner's sugar. Mix well and spread onto cooled cake. All right. Next one is cream cheese pound cake. And here's ingredients about this. It's 1 to 1/2 cup of butter, 8 ounces of cream cheese, 3 cups of sugar, 6 eggs, 1 to 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of salt. You got 3 cups of flour. That's your ingredients. Now here it says cream butter, cheese, sugar, salt, and vanilla until fluffy. Add eggs 1 at a time, beating well after each. Gently fold into flour. Bake in large greased and floured bundt pan for 1 1/2 hours at 300 degrees. All right. Now we got pound cake. Pound cake. This is one ingredient. This is one recipe. It says 1 pound of butter, 2 cups of sugar, preferably raw sugar, 2 1/2 cups of flour, whole wheat, preferable. 6 eggs total. Add 2 eggs with each cup of flour, 1 teaspoon vanilla, and 1/3 cup of sweet cream. And it says here, cream butter. Gradually add sugar, beat well. Add eggs, 2 eggs for each cup of flour, alternating with flour. Mix well. Add cream and vanilla. Bake at 250 degrees until golden brown using bundt pan. Now, lastly here, the final one for this episode is the pound cake, the second recipe. And it's right here. It says 1 cup of margarine or butter. You got 4 eggs you need, 1 cup of sugar, 2 cups of flour, 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt, vanilla, 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt, 1 1/4 ground nutmeg. And it says here, cream butter, gradually adding sugar until light and fluffy. Add vanilla, add eggs 1 at a time. Sift together flour, salt, and nutmeg. Gradually add dry ingredients to egg mixture and beat until thoroughly blended. Turn butter into greased 9-inch by 5-inch by 3-inch loaf pan. Bake in a 325-degree oven for 60 to 65 minutes. Cool cake in pan. Makes 1 loaf. So that's the final one for this episode right here. And tomorrow hopefully I'll be able to conclude this with starting out with pie crust. But anyways, I hope this wet your whistle and everything and made you think. And I hope you guys really took notes on this because this stuff really looks good. And I'm just sharing it with you. Even though I got the book for its unleavened bread, it's desserts. It sounds delicious and everything else. So I hope you guys took notes and apply it and cook on it and let me know what you think in the comments about this. But anyways, that's all I have to say about that. And I thank you guys again for joining me. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and also subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys again in a few days. Until we meet again, brothers and sisters, peace out and shalom.